So, as you know, being raised by a single mother comes with plenty of challenges. Not having a father figure will probably leave your upbringing quite imbalanced towards the feminine side of your mother, and you're going to struggle as a man in different aspects of your life, whether that be dating, business, relationships. But there's one challenge in particular that I think is affecting us men in this position more than anything. My name is Bogdan, and on this channel, I help men raised by single mothers overcome the deficiencies of not having a male role model in their lives, become better men, and lead more fulfilling lives. I also manage a school community where I host live group calls and provide video courses, and it's a very wholesome, growing brotherhood where we support each other with the problems of single motherhood. If you're interested, the link's down in the description. So, what is this challenge that I speak of? Well, it's the fear of making decisions for yourself because you're worried that your single mother will disapprove of them. Think back to when you've really wanted to do something that was really true to your desire. You wanted to go to a certain place or pick up a certain sport or activity, but you hesitated because you were fearful that your mother would react in a certain way. And you're probably right, because anytime in the past that you wanted to do something that she disapproved of, she lashed out at you. She was mad. She told you off. You have to realize that our single mothers have had to be very tough and develop a very thick skin in order to actually take us and your siblings, if you have them, through life by themselves. So every time that something will deviate from her direction, she's going to lash out, including what you want to do. Now, having never had that husband to support her in making decisions, your upbringing has just been shaped by one person. She's not had anyone be contrary to her thinking. And her son, contradicting her take on things will hurt more than anything else in the world. And therefore, it will prompt a very nasty reaction. I remember back to when I was still living with my mother and I was looking to move out. The thought of that produced so much anxiety in me, and I was thinking about when the right time would be to tell her that I was moving out, and having that conversation really, really scared me. I wasn't looking forward to it. And I had this tendency to just delay it. But we have to get over that. I promise you it's the best option to just start making your own decisions. Because what's the alternative? Let's say that you continue your life the way you've been going until now, just making decisions that would appease your mother in the moment, and you don't stay true to your desires. Well, she's going to be happy for a while until the next thing comes up. But the more and more decisions you take that are away from your purpose, your true desires, the more unhappy you'll be, the more depressed, and she'll feel that. And because she's an indirect cause of you feeling like that, you'll build up resentment towards her, and that's just going to ruin the relationship. So you owe it to yourself and to your mother to actually start having your own direction in life. Now, at this point, you might be thinking, no, but that's super scary. She's going to lash out at me if I contradict her. And yes, you're right. She might well do. But like I said, it's a step you need to take. It's part of your journey. It's a growing pain. So we need to deal with it. So how does that actually look in practice? Well, you start out with the simple things. You don't want to go to your mother from day one, especially if you've never done this before, and you make a life-changing decision and you pitch it to her and she has a massive go at you. I don't think that's the way to go. But let's say something small, like she wants you to wash the dishes at a certain time in the day, if you still live with her. And you're either doing some deep work at that point or you're just planning to go to the gym. You have something for yourself that's planned, that's not washing the dishes, but she wants you to do it right now. You very calmly tell her that you're going to do whatever activity it is that you plan on doing, and then you will deal with the dishes at X time or after you've finished. And yes, she might get annoyed at you and shout at you, but you're going to just have to take the heat, keep your ground, and slowly but surely, with more of these instances, you'll start to educate her that you have boundaries and that you want to do certain things in your life. and she needs to respect that. And one thing I learned from doing this myself is that she's going to be mad at you anyway for something. Even back when I would follow her advice like gospel, my mother would still find something that she was unhappy with and would make me feel like a bad son. So I decided for myself that, okay, if I'm going to deal with this heat from my mom anyway, I may as well do the things that are true to my desires. Because at some point, she will find something to be upset about. Now, I know this sounds a bit horrible, that I'm cruel, but it really is the best way to go. Because I've tried both channels. I've tried both ways, caving into her desires, but then also listening to myself. And I can tell you that the latter is much better. And the crazy part is that once you overcome that a specific episode where she has a go at you and you do something that you're proud of and you achieve something, let's say, she's going to be proud of you as well, despite not wanting you to do it in the first place. And this is very strange. You may have experienced this. I'll give you an example. When I picked up kickboxing a couple of years ago, I remember showing my mother very distinctly. I was showing her some of my first sparring footage. I was a beginner, I wasn't very good, and I was taking quite a few shots from the person I was sparring with. And I was, quite eager and happy to show her this, that look, I'm making progress, I'm doing the sparring now. And all I could see was just a bit of disgust on her face. And she told me, oh, you're just going there to be hit, and this is stupid. These are just these ideas in your head. And really just made me feel guilty and inappropriate about it. But I stuck to my kickboxing, and now being 5 belts in, every time I get a new belt, she's the first person to call the family and tell them of the achievement, that I got this new belt and I'm progressing. And now she's genuinely happy that I found this hobby and I'm doing better and better at it. It's very interesting. So you need to have the confidence that what you're doing will in the long run be fruitful for you and will eventually be appreciated by your mother. Now, I'm not saying that you should just go ahead and ignore your mother's advice completely. Of course not. Because in many ways, she will know better than you, especially if you're a young man, your late teens, early 20s. She's just got more life experience. So absolutely listen to what she has to say. But her advice should, and this is really key, it should be an input into your decision-making process, not hers, not anyone else's. You will listen, you will weigh up the merits of what she has to say, and you will come to your own conclusions. That's the only way you will start acting for yourself as a man. And that's really the first step towards taking charge of your life, if you have been raised by a single mother. So, and the most rewarding part of this is that you will start to feel happier because you'll be living true to your desires. And when you're happy, your mother will also see you happy and your relationship will improve. And ultimately, what does your mother really want? She wants you to be a happy child, happy man, and to see you fulfilled. So you're doing everyone a service by having the courage to just make your own decisions and sometimes overstep what your mother has to say. I hope that's... So if you can relate to this situation, if you've experienced it before, then by all means, let me know in the comments. I'll be curious to hear your stories. And once again, if you're interested in a community of men raised by single mothers who are supporting each other and becoming stronger every day, then the link to my school community is down in the description of this video. If you found the video useful, leave it a like and subscribe. It massively helps the channel. And I'll see you in the next video.